What's going on, people? It's your boy Leon Maz from Leon Talks TV. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're delving into an interesting topic: how our background influences what we find attractive. Specifically, we explore how a woman's attraction to a certain types of people can often be shaped by her upbringing, particularly her relationship with her father. So if you're curious about the psychological behind attraction and how family dynamics play a role, grab a seat and let's get started. Chapter 1. What is attraction? First, let's talk about attraction. Attraction is that feeling you get when you find someone appealing or interesting. It can be based on many factors, including looks, personality, and even shared interests. But did you know that our backgrounds and experiences can shape who we find attractive? For example, someone might prefer darker skin tones or a certain race or ethnicity or a particular hair color. For example, you might find someone with blonde hair or someone with brunette hair or dark-haired people attractive because that's what they grew up around. If the family members or role models have dark skins or blonde hair with blue eyes, they might feel a sense of familiarity and comfort when dating someone similar. This can create a strong connection and a preference for that particular look. Chapter 2. Personal experiences. Now, let me share a personal story to illustrate this point. Me being a light-skinned black man, I once met a girl from a social circle, friend circle, and when we met, it's not like she gave me any treason signals at the time, but it was for a brief moment and I was interested in pursuing her. So I asked my friend to speak to her and get the number for me, as I didn't get enough time to talk to her. So my friend pursued and he spoke to her and he said, my friend thinks you're cute. Can you get your number? She said, yeah, cool. So we went on a few dates, and one thing that stood out to me is that during our conversation, she mentioned that she's never dated anybody of my complexion, and she only typically dates men of darker skin toned, which I found quite interesting because I was like, oh, is it an attraction thing? You don't find light skinned guys attractive? Like, what is it? Like, why has this been your outcome? Just out of curiosity, And she mentioned that she only dated dark skinned men. Maybe it was because her father was a dark-skinned man. So this made me wonder how a girl's father can shape her attraction towards men in her future dating experiences, which highlights how family relationships can influence attraction. You see, her preference wasn't just about skin tone, it was about the emotional connection and familiarity she associated with her father. This dynamic shows how our early experiences can shape who we find attractive as adults. Chapter 2. The role of family in attraction. First, let's discuss how family influences attraction. Many psychologists believe that the first person a woman falls in love with is often her father. This idea suggests that the traits she admires in him can shape her preference in romantic partners later on in life. For example, if a woman grows up with a father who is kind, supportive, and confident, she may be drawn to men who embody these same qualities. If her father has a certain ethnic background, she might find herself attracted to men of that demographic as it feels familiar and comforting. Cultural and social influences. Let's also consider the broader cultural and social influences at play. Society often sets certain beauty standards that can affect attraction. For instance, in some cultures, specific traits are celebrated, which can lead to individuals gravitating towards those characteristics in their romantic lives. If a woman grows up in an environment where certain traits are praised, whether that's physical features or personality traits, she may subconsciously seek those out in her partners. This doesn't mean she can't appreciate diversity. It just shows how background plays a significant role in her preference. Psychological perspective. Now let's look at this from a psychological perspective. Our brains are wired to seek out patterns and familiarity. This is known as the mere exposure effect. It's a fancy term that means the more we see something, the more we tend to like it. For example, have you ever been in a situation where at first you hear a certain song and you don't like it, but then everywhere you go, you keep hearing it? And after hearing it for the 100th time, you find yourself singing along to it and actually liking the song. So if someone has always been around people with a certain skin tone or race, they may feel naturally gravitated towards that ethnicity in a romantic relationship. Additionally, our experiences shape our preference. If someone had a positive relationship with, let's say, a dark-skinned person in the past, they might be more open to dating others with the same skin tone. the nuance of attraction. It's important to also note that these are general patterns and tendencies, but not absolute rules. Attraction is a complex, multifaceted phenomenon, and individual experiences can vary greatly. It's quite interesting, really, because it makes you think. Let's say there's a girl out there that you might potentially like, and you end up seeing her or seeing what her father looks like, whether in real life or on social media. And if he happens to resemble you or has the same phenotype or the same complexion, race, or whatever, she may find you attractive. But, however, on the other hand, some women may find themselves attracted to partners who actually differ significantly from their fathers, meaning the complete opposite of their fathers for whatever reason. Or they may have a diverse range of preference over the course of their lives. Embracing diversity in attraction. While it's fascinating to see how family and culture shape attraction, it's also important to embrace diversity. Just because someone has a preference doesn't mean they can't appreciate qualities in others outside their demographic. We will have unique experiences and connections that can broaden our understanding of attraction. For example, a woman might initially be drawn to a certain demographic because of her upbringing, but through experiences like friendship, education, or travel, she may find herself attracted to a wider range of people. This reflects the beauty of human connection, where personality and shared experiences can override initial preferences. Third, importance of self-reflection. Importantly, understanding these influences can encourage self-reflection. It's essential to ask ourselves why we are attracted to certain traits or types of people. Are these preferences based on our experiences, family influences, or societal expectations? By being aware of these factors, we can better understand ourselves and our relationships. Conclusion. In conclusion, our backgrounds, particularly our relationships with our parents, can significantly shape who we find attractive. While early experiences can influence our preference, it's also important to remain open to diversity of human connection. Embracing these complexity can lead to deeper and more fulfilling relationships. Thank you for joining me today. If you find this discussion helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. How do you think your upbringing has influenced your attraction? Let's keep conversations going. Until next time, stay curious and open-minded.